Land is a vital, yet limited resource. Its increasing use for development is a challenge, placing pressure on food security, climate, biodiversity, and environmental well-being. While unsustainable land management impacts everyone, it disproportionately affects vulnerable groups of people. In Bhutan, only about 7% of land is arable, and there is a rising demand for land for urbanization, agriculture, and economic development. A key challenge of Bhutanese development planning and policy is to sustainably manage the limited land resources, and this when new cities are being planned, when energy sources are being diversified, or when forests and the environment are being protected. The UNITAR-UNOSAT project funded by the Norwegian aid agency delivered training, awareness raising and backstopping services, as well as supported the development of web applications to strengthen Bhutan's capacity to manage its limited land resources. The project enabled Mr. Lobsang and his colleagues to improve their work performance in land use and management, saving time and resources.
Hello, very good afternoon. My name is Lobsang Toke. So I work here at National Land Commission under the Department of Survey and Mapping. I am the focal for this UNITAR project. The use of the geospatial technology by our National Land Commission technical staffs, and moreover we can even have this geospatial technology disseminated to the other non-technical people too.
The trainings that I have had from UNITAR has had very significant impacts in the way I deliver my duties, especially from the perspective of land management and administration. And from the trainings that I've learned, it's not only about collecting data, but then how you analyze it, how you make decisions out of it, and then how you impact the society in general. So the Thimphu Structural Plan is a 25-year long plan for the entire Thimphu city, how Thimphu city has to develop over the period of 25 years. And the trainings from UNITAR has given us immense technical abilities to provide the necessary expertise in order to realize this overall project of Thimphu Structural Plan.
After availing the training from the UNITAR, the most important area that where we applied was particularly the National Land Use Zoning project, which is being headed by the National Land Commission. So here we consolidate multiple geospatial products, geospatial information from various agencies, and then we try to consolidate and overlay the different kinds of geospatial layers, and then we come up with different kinds of land uses which are being used by different agencies. So thereby came up with lots of statistics, the overlaps, conflict areas, and that sort of it was a sort of very great help in this in carrying forward this project.
After attending the training, we are introduced to ArcGIS Pro, and we are using ArcGIS Pro with the license from NLCS at present. I got this knowledge from this training on land use land coverage monitoring changes. So we use ArcGIS Pro for simple map preparation, or watershed map preparation, and then area calculation, and also some of the specialist tools like hydrology tool for delineating watersheds, and also some for slope contour and aspect analysis.
The another important results and the impact, especially in the National Land Commission, would be the processing of the drone images.
It has actually helped us to reinforce our knowledge in terms of how to actually utilize our UAV in the process, and this has actually brought a significant changes in terms of how we conduct our traditional land surveying and mapping in the country.
In the past 2 years, we have seen very dramatic change in our colleagues. From last year, we started using the drone, but the second part of the drone is the data processing. And with the support from the UNITAR, our colleagues were trained in data processing of these images, aerial images. And after that, our officials were able to carry out the drone projects independently by themselves. We were able to save a lot of cost, a lot of time, resources. The project used to take about a month. Using a drone, we used to complete in 10 days.
The knowledge I gained from the drone image analysis, we heavily used in the stress signage mapping. The remote sensing analysis part where I attended during the second training on UNITAR is very important and then applicable to the study that I am currently undergoing.
Technical backstopping has also helped a lot of other agencies. For example, the Department of Forest and Park Services, they have requested to have backstopping in the web ODM installations, deployment of web ODM in their offices, and the project has helped to deployment, and also they have used these application systems to generate some tangible outputs.
Since that training, I have carried out 3 projects, especially on the recreational park creation in this district only, Thimba district 2, and then 1 project in the neighboring district called Wangde district, where we have Royal Botanical Park. Through this project, I could use the drone image processing, and which was quite helpful. And 1 project I'm actively using it, that is called Chankapur Royal Project, where one of my colleagues, he is working on establishment of park there. So I'm helping him in the land use mapping for that particular area. So it's really handy and then useful for mapping small forest projects.
Our department has been developing the dashboard, interactive web application dashboard for Gelibru Mindfulness City for the decision makers.
And another part is what they learn new technology is regarding the web application development. So that is another huge impact where I see impact of this project, because until now we have been trying to strengthen our data collection infrastructure and the way we collect the data, but this data were not able to reach to the public and general citizen. After availing this web development training, some of my colleagues are involved in deploying a web application where this data will be actually used by the citizens.
Some of the practical implementations of the training for me specifically is in terms of building an interactive GIS dashboard for the new city in Bhutan. So with the support of the capacity building by the UNITAR, I could actually gain some knowledge how to actually leverage the capacity to develop the app for the city. And this app basically it serves the main purpose of providing the locational based insights for the stakeholders of the city. So we have actually made access to the top level, the city stakeholders.
With this support, our surveyor and mappers were able to improve themselves. They gained a lot of knowledge on the GI information data utilization.
The project has built our capacity in-house, and also we are able to provide this, impart these technical trainings and this to the other organization institutions and even to the academia.
I am one of the focal persons, and my role is to give trainings to the other CGI member agencies. I could use this in my training, in giving the training to the CGI focal member agencies.
We have learned on flight planning to mission planning and then actually flying the drones, and after capturing the drone images we have learned the use of Node-ODM software. So I've used that Node-ODM in conducting a feasibility study for utility scale solar PV projects in my division. Before the training we might not have thought to use the drones and collect the drone imageries, try to develop orthophoto, digital surface model and terrain model, but then after the training and the exposure to the Node-ODM software we've been able to utilize the drone that our department has, and then through that we have been able to capture orthophotos, DSM, GTM, which has been a very important part of our feasibility report. So I would like to thank UNITAR and the National Land Commission Secretariat for organizing such kind of trainings and programs for the working agencies in Bhutan, not just the ministries and departments, but also trying to include the tertiary education sectors like Royal University of Bhutan.
Kadichela and Tashdele.
Namsuni Kariche and Tashdile.
Kadinchela.
Kadinche.
Kadinchela.
Kadinche Shilejegi.
Kadinche.
Kadinchela.
Kadinche and Tashidele.